Vault 75 Research Station AE1. Test Protocol Aerobic Aptitude. Researcher Guidelines Aerobics Station. This station exists to measure and increase aerobic ability and cardiovascular health of test subjects. As the treadmill operator, adjust incline and speed to reach and sustain target rate in the subject. Once target rate has been sustained for more than 60 seconds, gradually increase duress until peak heart rate has been reached or exceeded. Heart rate guide. Heart rate guidelines all subjects. So if you're less than 8, you should be from 106 to 170, and you want to get it up this high. Holy cow. My goodness, look, 18 is the highest age. Side effect guidelines. Unacceptable. Cease test if risk arises. Cardiac arrest or death. So if there's cardiac arrest or he dies, stop the test. Acceptable. Continue testing. Muscle strain, nausea, vomiting, loss of consciousness. Researcher's notes. Nina. Nina won't believe it. I'm actually on the research team. We always thought some grown-ups must stay in the vault to help the overseer run things, even if we never saw them. I was right. Not everyone has to go to the outside world. They said I'd do more good here, and I couldn't be happier. I wish there was some way she could know I'm still here, still able to watch her. She'll graduate in 2 years. Maybe they'll put her on the research team too if her scores are high enough. So I'm going to guess that whoever wrote this graduated, and this also seems to suggest that the students, the children, are separated from grown-ups, because he said we always thought some grown-ups must stay in the vault, and he was right. So this person must have graduated and gotten a job, in quotes, with the research team, and now he can watch Nina, his friend, girlfriend, or her, this could be a girl, who he or she can watch Nina through the glass here beneath us. To be young. It's only been a few months since graduation, and already I feel so much more mature than the kids I'm monitoring every day. Rohit and James both still talk about taking over the vault, like they think nobody's listening. Robbie and Becca still sneak off to huff propellant. We see that too. They'll never make it onto the research team like I did. I'm just glad I can still keep an eye on Nina. She's not doing too great on her scores though. She was never much of an academic like me. Her physical scores are among the best in the group though. I'm sure she'll graduate to a good team for up top. I just hope I can see her before she goes up top. Passing notes. Supervisor Bissell lost some papers from his clipboard this morning. He was pretty anxious about it. He'd spent most of the morning searching for them, then pulled me aside to get me looking for them while he went to meet with the overseer. He really doesn't want anyone to know they went missing. Oh my gosh, turns out they got sucked into a vent. I can hear the pages flapping in there. There's no way I can get them unless I were to go downstairs, but I saw Rohit fish them out of the vent down there first. I'm going to tell Bissell I couldn't find them. Uh-oh, that's probably bad news. Shooting range maintenance. The range is really getting run down. I've asked the overseer whether we can have some supplies brought in to help refurbish it, but was told we should work with what we've got. Then she reminded me it wasn't even my station. I didn't think it would be a big deal to have her ask some of the up-top graduates to bring supplies, but I guess they're really busy and there's always some risk involved with her going outside. Maybe she'll ask at next year's graduation when she takes the new graduates through the surface door? Huh. So when you graduate, you either go up top or you get a job here behind the scenes. Interesting. Alright, learning a little bit about how this place works. But yeah, here's what I was talking about. He can, I guess when you look up, you can't see through here. Because, if you could, then you can see that somebody's watching you. So this is like some kind of one-way glass, and through this glass, he can see Nina working out down there. He or she. Could be a she. Now what? Let's see. I'm trying to get my bearings here. I don't want to miss anything. Okay, so this is the door we just opened up. We came from up here. Yeah, we came from up here, so I already kind of looked over there. So I think it's safe for us to go through here now. Yeah, you could look through the glass all over the place here. Another dead body over there. Here we got some turpentine. Oh gosh. Okay, so here is more observation. They could look out and see how everybody does on this course. Somebody died here in this corner. Here we've got coffee cup.
Leave human junk is useless.
Wonder glue. Oh, I didn't want that. Shotgun shells, though. Take that stuff. Yeah, nice. Another camera. I don't know where they get the pictures developed down here. Duct tape. No, let's keep moving. This is just the other side where the steps are. Is there another terminal down here? No, not here anyway. So, I guess this is where the researchers lived, huh? Oh, they just bunked up down here, man. And this was their life. They just lived down here. I mean, for who knows how long. What is that? Pork and beans. Whatever we're looking for is in that direction. What are we looking for now? We're supposed to access the admin area. Alright, well, we'll get there, don't worry. So there's a greaser jacket and jeans in there. It's kind of weird. They have down here. I think it's kind of weird. Where'd you go, Strong? What are you doing, man? You're being weird. Stop it. I don't like it. Let's see here. First aid I almost missed out on. Oh, gosh. Alright, now. This is where I came from. Okay. We just came through here. Yeah, okay, we're good. We already did this part. Then we could go look in here. Oh, this is the guy I ran down the stairs and took out. Boy, a lot of duct tape down here. Rounds, some psycho. Let's check out this research, or this assistance terminal. Lab assistant clearance only. Registered assistant AM James S. Registered assistant PM Rohit L. Testing schedule. Okay, here's Nina. Error. Okay. And then testing guidelines. Invalid. And then private. If your name is not Rohit or James, then butt out. Hi, James. 1534 hours. I was able to mess up the scheduling program. The system won't expect us to test anyone after lunch for a few days. If you're right about the overseer having helpers, I don't think anyone's noticed. Anyway, this will give us some time to get things ready without prying eyes. You can leave me messages on this terminal too if you need. Should be pretty secure now. We can start smuggling ammo in here. Nobody should find out if we're pinching a bullet or two at a time from the range. Still need to figure out a good fuse, but it'll take us a while to get enough gunpowder smuggled in from the range before that matters. What the heck's going on here? So Rohit was the name of somebody here on this terminal. We saw Rohit right here on this terminal. This researcher, we don't know this researcher's name, but where was it? He mentions Rohit, and I thought he was saying that he was watching Rohit. Rohit and James both still talk about taking over the vault, right? Like he's monitoring. He's talking about the kids he's monitoring, and then he mentions Rohit and James like they're still kids. And he talks about them wanting to take over the vault, and then we see right over here And this is the researchers area. This is like the grown-ups area, I believe. So I don't know how we're seeing what Rohit and James wrote on this terminal. What are they doing here? But, yeah. But if we look on this... Oops, I'm going to go to the right place. Hi, James. And it's funny because over there they talked about how Rohit and James are trying to take over the vault. And here, Rohit is writing to James and talking about smuggling ammo. Resistance. Okay. What do you think we're up against anyway, R? Worst case, all the superiors we've never seen graduate. All the superiors we've ever seen graduate. So they're talking about what the resistance is going to be. And he's saying it's going to be everybody who's ever graduated. That's not comforting, says Rohit. And I guess this is James. I really doubt it, though. I'm almost positive it's probably supposed to say they've just got geeks up there. Maybe even just robots. Rohit says, depending on the robots, I might take the up-top grads. Haha, yeah, I'm not worried, though. There can't be as many of them as there are of us, and they're basically training us to be able to overpower them. We won't know until we know, I guess. And I guess we're going to know real soon. So yeah, they're definitely talking about taking over the place, but I don't understand how they're on this terminal. I don't know. What did that say? It said ones and Ks? I guess they're talking about maybe kids in first grade and kindergartners? James, have you thought about what we should do with the little kids? Rohit. James says, if we hit the door during nap, they should be safe. I'm assuming that's what that's supposed to say. We should still make sure everyone pushes forward as much as possible. Rohit replies, I hope that'll work. We should probably have a few stay behind just to keep an eye on them. James replies, good idea. We can trust Alma, right? Why don't you talk to her during her testing appointment tomorrow? And then she's in. Huh. Still confused, though. I mean, this is when they were planning the attack, but they didn't have access to this area during the attack. They only had access to the area down there, so I'm not sure how it is that we're able to see this or how they were able to access that terminal. I don't know. But I guess that's all there is down here. All of a sudden, it seems small. Alright, let's go back up. And we are going to go to the admin area where we're supposed to go. And that is straight ahead here. We use our newly acquired admin access card. Okay, now we are supposed to explore the admin area. We can do that. We like to explore. We're good at it. Hey, how's it going? Weren't expecting me, were you? Oh, he looks stunned. Oh, he's gonna punch me with his bare fist. Oh, man, that was good. That was good, man. His head just bobbed right off. More file cabinets with a battered clipboard and a cigarette in them. I don't know what's up with that. Take the technical document. Okay, admin area. Door there. Overseer's that way. Blood pack here. Empty blood pack. Somebody stuck a screwdriver in there. So none of these terminals appear to be working. Here is a terminal, though. It does appear to be working. Chief Scientist's terminal. Let's check it out. Clearance. Chief Scientist eyes only. Confidential, confidential, confidential. Chief Scientist eyes only. Violation, blah, blah, blah. Prime directive. Chief Scientist. Welcome to Vault 75. As outlined in your confidential briefing packet, Vault 75 is part of a top-secret military program. You have been selected for your professional credentials, experience, and commitment to the improvement of the human genome. It is of the utmost importance that you follow the protocols herein. The mission of Vault 75, above all, is the refinement of human genetics. Your scientific staff will operate according to the research schedule set forth by Schlett, Braun, and Lamb. You will be working with an overseer with a background as a military officer. Your overseer will be responsible for training and maintaining the subject population you will be working with. It is important that you and your overseer maintain a healthy working relationship. Experimental Abstract. Vault 75 represents an unprecedented opportunity to test our hypothesis that the human genome can be improved at a rapid rate through the combination of selective breeding, hormonal treatments, genetic modification, and an accelerated generational cycle. The experimental objectives of Vault 75 are detailed in the handbooks which have been provided to you already. This experiment is intended to be carried out over multiple generations. As such, there may be unanticipated research opportunities that present themselves. Such diversions from provisional protocol are permitted at the discretion of the chief scientist. Vishlet Ilam S. Braun. Staff replenishment. Because Vault 75 represents a long-term experiment in a closed environment, it will become important to replenish staff periodically. This shall be done by selective recruitment of outgoing subjects. We anticipate a certain percentage of resident population to exhibit high intellect scores, but insufficient physical capabilities to be qualified for genomic harvesting. These subjects may be, at overseer and chief scientist's discretion, offered the opportunity to join staff. Those who refuse should be disposed of in the same manner as unqualified outgoing subjects. Nice. Please note that all internally recruited staff should be kept strictly separate from general population for at least 15 years to prevent members of the general population recognizing former residents among the staff. Only the most trusted and capable staff members should be admitted to the Genomics laboratory. It is the responsibility of the chief scientist to very carefully choose these staff members and ensure they are sufficiently trained for their roles. Genetic harvesting protocol. So what I'm wondering is, so they initially, recruited, stole, admitted children from Malden Elementary and middle school, right? And I guess high school too, because there's kids up to 18. That's where they got their initial batch. They brought them down to the vault, the bombs dropped, these children start to grow up. How do they get more children? I wonder if that's going to be addressed. Genetic harvesting protocol. Outgoing subjects aged 18 years with aggregate scoring of superior or excellent across key physical, mental, social traits must be escorted to the Genomics laboratory. Processing should be done on an individual basis and with great care. Remember that successful subjects will likely be capable of overpowering staff. Reiterate to the subject that a brief round of vaccinations is necessary to avoid arousing any suspicions otherwise. Each subject should have a file for processing which indicates which specific organic material needs to be preserved for future testing. Be sure that these directions are strictly adhered to and that specimens are stored quickly. Okay. Genomics reports. Showing records for most recent graduation. Reports prepared by Chief Scientist Gibson. Days until next graduation. Genome donors. Overall harvest was exceptional this year. Lots of superior ratings in the physical categories. Many of our vital organ initiatives are paying dividends. Pain thresholds have been a mostly solved problem for years now, and we're finally getting past issues like cardiac arrest under heavy duress. The genetic material we're gaining this year should help the next generation meet goals we thought were still a decade or more off. Some concerns about aggression levels. We've had a few cases of psychological breakdowns due to stress over the years, but incidence was much higher in this group. Going to recommend we synthesize some new tranquilizers just to stock up. Food supply remains best delivery method for general population, but should be concerned about future with science staff too. Okay. Recruitment. Only needed one recruit to scientific staff this year, with Washington joining the genetics team to help me out up here. Subject's physical scores were very low, and he has consistently shown good problem solving and critical thinking. Overseer has concerns about his attachment to some of the younger members of the population. I'm not too worried. His psychological profile shows that he's very suggestible. We'll keep him on the observation deck long enough for those he had personal relationship with to graduate out of the population. That gives us some time to acclimate him to the experimental protocols without conflict. We just need to keep him in the dark until then. Oh. So the kid's name was Washington, and it was a he, the one that was kind of watching Nina. By the way, I don't know if you could tell. You probably can't tell, but I've got allergies or something going on, and my nose is completely stuffed up. So I hope that I don't sound too much like, I don't know, like I've got a cold or something. I'm trying to manage best I can. We had a very low disposal overhead thanks to the excellent harvest ratio this year. Just 74% of the overall graduating class. Incinerations will be done within the week. Good first task for Washington before we begin the real work. Disposal overhead. These are the students that don't pass the tests, and they dispose of them by incineration. Nice.